let's assume that all of us in this room had gone through a rigorous program and we've been selected to make a trip to the moon together. And we've trained, we know a lot about how the mechanics are going to work, and when we get into weightlessness and so on, make that long transition over 200,000 miles, and we finally arrive safely at the moon. We can't wait to get out and walk around on the moon like so far only 12 humans have ever done. But we're one of the lucky ones. Before we can, however, we need to put spacesuits on because spacesuits are required. The moon is hostile to the human body. And so we need to don our spacesuits. Once we get our spacesuits on, of course, we'll work with a buddy, with each other, to verify that it has no crinkles or holes or anything negative. Because if we have a problem with our spacesuit and we get outside the spacecraft, what happens? We die. It is totally inhospitable to humans. So we check our spacesuits carefully, and then we go out and we enjoy the experience. What about here on Earth? Are we as conscious? The spacesuits that we live in, that are transport mechanisms for our spirit, are just as precious, more so, than the spacesuit we would put on the moon. So if we're that conscientious, if we were on a moon mission, wouldn't we be similarly conscientious here? And the answer is, for those of us who have diabetes, you bet, because it's a requirement. And we have an advantage, to let you in. We have an advantage over the rest of the population because they don't have the same incentive we do. And so we get to learn about how our bodies function. I have learned the impact of nearly everything that happens to my body. The foods I eat, the exercise I used to think walking was useless because it wasn't aerobic. But I found out through measuring my sugar before and after, as Connie suggested, that it has a tremendous impact on my body. Everything I do. Others, poor Don and Susanna, they don't have the gift of diabetes that tells us what goes on in our bodies. Now, aren't you disappointed?
No, I don't. I want to avoid getting there.
I'm kidding, of course, but yet I'm serious in a certain vein.